And we are off.
Alright, let's see if we got a vanilla. Nope, we got a potion shop. So we'll move on. I've got a 34 medium secret, so a little bit richer than usual.
Alright, and we have our first set of warp roads.
Yeah, we got Armos in the middle of the map. Dead woods. Waterfall Hint Cave. That's okay.
That's not the best set of Vinny roads I've ever seen, but it's not the worst.
Yeah. No Death Mountain. We got a cheap blue ring tonight, too. Rolling down to 234 instead of 250.
Oh, and our white sword is the red candle.
Gonna need at least one more heart to try that one out, but red candle is nice to have, especially if they can grab it early. Maybe get
Well, that might lead our runners to take a gamble and instead of picking up this blue candle like Mr. Cab is, to pick up that heart container and try for the red candle. But he is going to grab the blue container.
Whereas Chester's going to pick up the heart container and see if that's enough to get the red candle. So that was going to answer my hypothetical question.
And I like the play here for Chester. It's a quick up A if you can't get it. If you decide to retry, you haven't lost much time.
Alright, so white sword item, red candle, 5 or 6 hearts required. And we find our first dungeon, which is level 3.
Yeah, it would be a level 3 spot.
So we got level 3 and vanilla level 3. And since we're on quest 1 here, we're not going to be looking for any walk-through walls or red bubbles or anything like that tonight.
Yeah, none of the fun stuff.
Looks like we're going to get a check of the southwest corner here. Still need to find a wooden sword eventually. So we get a level 1.
Level 1 is going to be the best find for our runners right now. It's still going to have those wonderful 2 items here.
Yeah, it'll be pretty neat if you can get a free white sword out of this.
This is still shapes, so you know, while we are in level 1, it doesn't look quite like level 1.
No, because that's definitely not level 1 shape right there with the little blob at the bottom there. Looks like Truant's about to find level 1 as well, so we'll have maybe have some high fives here pretty soon. But they're equally equipped with the extra heart and no candle. We're going to see similar progress out of these two. We got a tall and spindly looking level 1 tonight.
That's very common for level 1. It's the way the randomizer builds its dungeons for shapes. It likes to build level 1 kind of vertically. I believe that's Chester just running kind of through the dungeon, determining where the items are and deciding just, I'm done. As Mr. Cap's in level 8.
Yeah, there wasn't a free floor drop or anything in level 1. Rupee Boss didn't drop anything, so we're just gonna looks like he's gonna need to find a weapon to get back in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, being able to fire the blue candle just once isn't really going to help you with Gibdos and bunnies, and there's not much you can do with that.
Nope, but it looks like Chest Jerk is going to give us a graveyard check here, so we'll see if there's anything up there or in vanilla level 6. And we got a level 2 in the graveyard.
Well, that's possible. We just have a free item lying here on the ground, so very good find.
Yeah, we'll see about that. And one thing
It's also
that...
possible there's a Gliok hanging out there that'll cause you some problems.
Yeah, and Chest Jerk says, no thanks. And one thing to notice that the door repair is at least 20, and chat's saying 24. Expensive bombs at 34, though.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when the bomb price is high, especially in shapes, because, you know, play everyone's favorite game, find the bomb hole.
Really, the only thing I can say with the inflated bomb price, we do have an inflated medium secret, so they are equal at 34 apiece. But the door repair, oh wow, we got level 9 and vanilla level 1. We'll have to keep that in mind for later.
Always good to know where that is. Not helpful right this moment, but you're not worried about it being under a power bracelet or under the raft spots or recorder.
Right, because we're not, and since we're not doing level attentive force or random, we know that that's just knowledge at this point and waiting to have all the Triforces to get in there. And one thing about the door repair is that we have one of the shortest possible messages for the door repair, so there's no way you're gonna really up an A out of there if you didn't feel like paying.
And that is a 6 heart red candle. That is mean.
Yeah, and it looks like Truan was really banking on getting that red candle without having to go buy a candle, so we'll see if he stumbles across another take any.
As we can see, random effect has been returned to us, and he's got a sword.
Well, we'll have to see where that came from.
Well, I'm going to guess it came up for that upper right corner, but it's up in the waterfall area, the cave above the waterfall. It doesn't have any Triforces, though, so no real information so far on that.
So wait, I just heard roaring out of level 9. Is Ganon right next to start?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, Ganon's going to be echoing through all of Hyrule for a while until Truan resets.
Yes, Ganon, you're loud, you're proud, we got it. This random's going to dive into level 3. He does have a sword now, so able to actually get some work done in here.
Mr. Cab finding the wooden sword actually right by the... it's actually where... If you're watching the tournament, that's where level 9 was this game, I believe. Oh, that's the one I tracked. Just a couple screens away from level 2.
That's not a bad spot for it. And our almost item is the heart container, as we're seeing here.
Alright, well... If I don't know if that's the other heart that Truant or Chest Jerk found, but we'll see how we do there. Especially if they come across that, they'll be able to pick up their red candle finally.
Yeah, if they choose to. So right now our runners have found 5 dungeons. We've found 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9.
Oh, we should get a coast item check here in just a moment on Truant's side. We did find level 4 at the coast cave. So I don't know if he's going to dive that or just check the coast first. And we got the scrap metal.
Yeah, we won't be returning for that most likely. And we have our first Triforce out of level 3 for random.
We'll get that on the board. All Triforce is required, so that's 12.5% of the way there.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. And now random is in 1 with the sword and some bombs in here. Can do some damage. We'll see what the 2 items are most likely. Mr. Cab finding the letter. Not necessarily the worst item in the world to find at this point.
Truant finding an almost symmetrical looking level 4 there.
Alright, with that heart container, knowing that the heart container is the armless item, that one is definitely not an item on the floor in 1. So a question from chat, what's the average time for this flag set? We're probably looking at a good hour here for most of our runners, hour 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah, with 8 Triforces being required, you know, you've got to do most of the game anyway. So even though these people are pretty well seasoned, yeah, these things take time no matter what you do.
I'm sure it's going to go ahead and pick up his 6 heart red candle.
Hey, he's earned it at this point.
Oh, and very interesting in 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
That recorder is going to be required wherever it is.
Yep, that Triforce in level 1 is recorder blocked under the Dig Dogger. Well, at least a recorder can't be hiding too well on a raft location since we found the raft in level 1.
Yep. So now we just gotta find the next item.
Now I feel bad. Did we see the item at a level 3?
I don't believe we did. Excellent work by Random over here taking out these bunnies.
Well, it looks like we do have a river room in level 3, so the item in 3 could be ladder blocked.
Yeah, it was starting to look that way.
Chest Jerk picking up his wood sword. So now everybody's got a sword. You know, a random effect is clearing out some rooms, trying to get the floor drop out of level 1.
And Turrent is taking his red candle and burning some pancakes.
He likes his pancakes well done.
Oh!
Red's gonna get talking to.
That bow was just laying on the floor in 1. And I don't think there was anything really blocking that.
No, that was just a bubble room in there itself, and he doesn't have the ladder or anything. Just might have needed a key or a bomb to get that far. Alright, true. I'm getting a Triforce out of 3.
And Random putting that raft to work right away.
Yeah, might as well check it. medium secret.
No, it does look like you had to clear this room. So those who didn't have the sword when they first came here weren't able to get the bow.
Oh
As,
yeah,
Mr. Cab's over here dealing with some lovely bunnies and gibdos. We will be back to level 1 later, though, because that recorder is going to be needed to clear it.
Yes. And we're finding that the small secret is 11, so that's also a little inflated above its vanilla amount. Mr. Cab picking up the bow. But probably about... Actually, he doesn't have the compass yet, so he hasn't found out that the Triforce in this one is recorder blocks.
He'll find that out shortly, though.
Yeah. Random Effect got the 6-heart red candle. So most of our runners are on the way there. Looks like a pretty healthy seed so far, so we might see some magical sword action if it's found in a convenient spot, and we end up with a couple more hearts here.
Or if it's even found at all.
Yep, no guarantees there. But since you gotta hunt for 8 dungeons, or 9 dungeons, maybe you find it.
It's possible it's under Recorder Lake, and you don't need the recorder for anything but that dig dogger. You never know, but if our runners have the hearts, they'll definitely pick it up.
Chat's saying that the large secret is only 55 rupees. That's a bow for truant.
And Random's getting ready to stumble into level 2 up here in the grave.
Chest Shark is about to get his bow as well, so that's going to give us the bow for everybody. With money being pretty tight here for the small or the diminished large secret here, I don't think we're going to be seeing a regular arrow purchase.
Well, I mean, there is the possibility that Goma does block something, so
True, we haven't even eliminated that possibility yet.
You're more likely to see runners forego the blue ring in a low money seed like this for arrows, keys, whatever they need to continue on through a level. As Random is going to deal with this lovely 2-headed Gleeok. And now all of our runners have all the items out of 1.
All the items except a Dorito.
Yeah, so unfortunately we will have to come back for that tasty little triangle.
Random making good use of the candle in the reverse C room, but doesn't have a key and the block does not push, so we're just going to settle for a Triforce instead.
Yeah, unless 2 is segmented, it will not have a staircase in it. So with that, we're probably looking at a fairly small linear 2.
So Random's going to check Vanilla 6. And it's a bait shot.
Alright, so Trent's going to take a crack at level 8 now.
Do we get an early item? And that's no. Chat is now being reminded that they would like to see a bait-blocked Zelda, and that would be kind of hilarious.
Oh, Wizrobe's in 8 being very rude to Trent. And yes, bait-blocked Zelda would be hilarious.
Yeah, unfortunately, Truant getting sniped there from across the room before he could even move out of the way. That's always a tough one, so we're gonna pick a different route through this dungeon.
Well, maybe another different route, because that Yoma says no right now.
Well, speaking of potential bow blocks there, or arrow blocks, we've got a shutter door behind a Goma. Now it's all the way at the edge of the map, so, but with shapes, who knows if that's going to be an important bottleneck or not.
Random has found another dungeon for us. We found level 5.
Another Goma in level 8, but at least this one you can walk right by. And a Gliok. This is a boss-heavy kind of place here for level 8 tonight. Random trying to eclipse to get across the circular moat there to grab the map, but unfortunately we can't stab the map to pick it up.
Then our mugger's going to be a max bomb or rupees. And Trent's seen enough of that 8, and he's just done.
Don't blame him. That was rough stuff.
So we got random in 5, chest jerk in 3. Mr. Cab's taking a look down the coast to see what's out here. And we'll see where Trent heads next. It does appear that Random and Chest Jerk decided to invest in some arrows.
Considering how many Gomas we've already seen, might as well. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Cab's... go ahead.
And it also gives you combat advantages versus dealing with Pole's voice.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Cab finding level 4 off the coast, but he's got the raft, so... he might be going up to the coast raft spot here? Or unlocking the door first, then going in.
Yeah, we should unlock that door.
Chester finding the Triforce in 3, but walking by at 4 right now, just to make sure that he can't get the item. And considering that nobody's pulled the item out of there, it's probably going to be across that river. And so we got a ladder-blocked item out of 3.
We'll see if that comes back later to be in play, but it at least tells our runners that the ladder is probably not in 3. Barring something silly like
turns out that's yeah, could find a boomerang across there.
Oh, we've seen several times where, and that 4, name that ink blot. But we've seen numerous times where, just a bomb wall to the left that someone misses, or, a key door that doesn't get open can all of a sudden make a difference. So we now have Trent joining Random in level 5, and Mr. Cabin, what is a special level 4?
And Chester's approaching our level 2 location out in the graveyard.
And we have an item in 4, and it is... Don't do it, Mr. Cab. Don't do it. Oh. Well, unfortunately, that won't help him in any way unless you like lighting things on fire. Which some people just like to see the world burn.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how things went, he had the red candle, he could have burned it up if he really wanted to. Just keep warm for a second. Random
there's a
gains
transport.
mileage out of the arrows already. With Pole's voice in level 5.
Definitely. And, oh, we got our item.
Gets a 1 first trouble.
No one's ever sad to see the wand.
No, especially with wood swords at this point. Having a little bit of extra melee is always nice to have. And since he doesn't have the book, it's not going to light on fire each time either.
That's also a good ranged weapon. Helps out with pesky keys and such. Chest Jerk's also got the same problem of not having any keys. So he's going to grab his Triforce out of 2.
Mr. Cab's had enough of 4. I think there was a block in level 4, since that stopped a couple people.
And Random's going to grab his Triforce out of 5 now that he's got the wand.
Mr. Cab opting not to check the raft spot up there, but instead goes to Vanilla 8 and finds 7.
Everyone's favorite dungeon.
Well, at least we got an early compass.
Not a bad Triforce location.
No, so we'll see if he's able to get there. It's only just got to bomb down, I guess, and
It's never that easy.
nope. Hopefully he doesn't get banana to the face here.
He gets a nice fairy drop.
Timely.
Trent taking his bombs out on these dark nuts.
Truant's trying to clip across there, but can't get the bombs in time, unfortunately. And Mr. Cat, unfortunately, gets bananaed.
That's just rude.
Yeah, that was a mean room. And looks like he's gonna say goodbye to 7 for right now.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad call at this point. Just that 7's going to require a bit of work. Unfortunately, he's going to get into a fight with a Lionel and not win.
Yeah, not win.
Random's in level 8, along with Mr. Cab. And Chest Jerk. We're just all going to level 8 now.
Well, that'll make it a little bit easier to keep track of things.
Yeah, we got some caffeinated lamb molas, and 2 of our runners have bow and arrows, so we'll see if that plays into anything here.
Actually, with the bow and arrow, we can get past these Gomez too, so we'll see if that ends up being pretty critical at this point. We found a Chevy room in 8. I don't know if it's leading anywhere important, but we found one.
And Random doing a nice dance with the 3-headed Gliok and getting a key for it.
Yeah, that Goma wasn't protecting anything, so far Bo isn't making too much of a difference here, but there is another one to get past that's protecting that shutter door.
Yeah, I think we'll see our runners do that. Possibly if they take a death, but much more likely as they've cleared out 8.
Chester coming across that mugger room, only 33 rupees, and you'd rather give that up than giving up a bomb.
Truant going ahead and picking up arrows as well. Mr. Cab's had enough of Uncle Wizzy's Funhouse.
Oh yeah, level 8's being pretty brutal right now. And let's see what's behind that shutter door. Will it be an item?
No,
Nope.
just Gleeok with a key.
So that was 2 Gomez and 2 Gleoks in level 8.
That could be worse, but Chestrick's going to burn these pancakes, and we'll see if there's anything in this push block.
No, wow, these items are being elusive. If not elusive, then at least well protected, as we have another death in that Wizrobe room.
8 is definitely claiming the lives tonight.
Mr. Cat picking up some arrows too,
So we've seen enough Gomas, it makes sense at this point. Plus, you know, bunny protection and just being able to shoot things from a distance is always nice. And Truant sees the book and immediately about faces and runs out the door.
Yeah, there's one divergence between Mr. Cap and Truant there.
Having a little bit of bomb unluckiness with that handler, though.
Recognizing that as a drop room, gets a key before heading over to the Triforce room, which is just sitting right out in the open.
Not a bad idea to kill the gorilla, try to get some bombs out of him, grab his Triforce, and get out of here.
Yeah, that's our first full clear of 4. Mr. Cab was in level 4 and got the book, but I don't recall him getting the Triforce.
Oh, power bracelet in 8, as we see on Chestrick's screen.
Yeah, and that's interesting because considering what we haven't found yet, since we're still missing a few dungeons here, we might have some power bracelet required stuff here.
Well, we're missing just 1 dungeon at this point. We don't know where level 6 is. Other than that, we have found all the other dungeons.
But we still need to find probably the ladder and definitely the recorder. And the silver.
Oh, yeah, the silver arrows are kind of important too.
Right.
Well, we do know the ladder, or that the recorder is required. We know that because the Triforce is covered by a Dig Dogger. In 1. And Mr. Cab, out of keys, is going to run into the same problem everyone else has in 2. This Gleeok has your Triforce, but that's as far as you can go.
Man, that room in 8 is just nutso for the runners here. Like,
yeah,
like
it's a rough room. Oh, but Random gets a very timely clock.
Definitely, we'll see it. We'll see if anything's if that block's gonna move. Sure, on checking out level 7.
Oh, that was where our power bracelet was.
Truant managed to find a path to that Triforce room in level 7 that Mr. Cab could not earlier, so got a Triforce grab, but no item yet. And Mr. Cab doing some extra cardio to try and beat this Glee up. And we're gonna get that other rap spot check out of Truant Gamers. Let's see if this one's gonna be important.
Oh, poor Mr. Cab gets sniped in the back after he kills off the Gleeok.
Well, other rap spot ends up being another take any, so that's 10 hearts for Truant. So if we find a magical sword, maybe it'll come into play.
It would definitely be a huge upgrade at this point as far as combat, with everything having vanilla HP. Would make dealing with some of these nastier combat rooms a lot easier. But Mr. Cab's gonna have to fight this Gleeok again.
Now I forget if there's a key drop in this room, because even if he beats
This is
Gleeok,
the
he can't get
Triforce.
past- Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
But if I was Mr. Cab, I would probably just leave this Gleeok alone for now. You don't have any keys. You know this is the Triforce. You saw it when you died. Just go. Find something else to do. You're not getting the item out of here right now. And then that's what he's going to do.
Moblin and Monocle Rock says, "Fix my door."
So really right now, we are looking for level 6. We're looking for silver arrows. We know we're looking for the recorder. Now the silver arrows can be in 9, but key items will not be in this flag set.
Right, so we can't, since we have to get all Triforces to get into 9, we can't have a recorder in 9.
Yeah, basically the items you see on the tracker here, the ladder, the raft, the bow, the power bracelet, the recorder, outside of the silver arrows, will not be in 9.
Random taking another stab at level 4. Got more keys now.
Saw the staircase and realized you needed to go down it to see the book, and he's going to run out the door too.
Oh, here's a magical sword, and no, 11's not enough.
I'm not sure what random's looking for here. Maybe looking for the heart container in 4? Or some extra keys? We'll most likely clear this room out to get the bomb drop if you can. Oh, yeah, there's an extra key there.
Yeah, that must have been it, since he thought about going west and opted not to.
It's not a bad decision.
I've been paying attention to his count, his kill count, so I don't know if he was trying to force a bomb drop or not, but he didn't go for it. But that's half the Triforces, and he's got the Triforce advantage for certain right now out of our featured runners.
And we do have what is, I believe, 13 runners.
Truant is our first runner to make it over to Death Mountain.
And finds our last dungeon. There's level 6. So power bracelet not required. We've got random effect in 7, chest jerk in 4, Mr. Cab pondering the money making game.
And Truant opted not to check level 6 very far.
Maybe just clearing out the upper part of Death Mountain here before going back in. Alright, so we'll get our first look in here at level 6 and see what goodies await us inside.
Only one goodie, but if it ends up being the recorder, that's going to be pretty important.
It could have multiple goodies. It could have the dongos. It could have manhandlas. Chester is finding his copy of the book, and he's good too.
Level 6 looks like it's a pretty key-intensive dungeon, though it depends if there's a lot of workarounds or not.
It is one of the bigger dungeons. It's going to have one transport staircase naturally, and then one additional staircase per segment if it is.
So it looks like in level 7 you had to take the staircase to go one room away. Or am I making that up? Oh, I did send you to the other side of the dungeon. Okay. I got
There's possible multiple staircases in 7 if it's segmented fairly well. Chester's going to grab his Triforce out of 4.
Yeah, to answer in chat, we did find a magical sword, and that's in vanilla 5, but it requires at least 12 hearts to pick up.
So our runner's sticking with the theme tonight of 3 of the 4 in one dungeon, and the other one in another dungeon. So we have random chest jerk and Mr. Cab in 7, and Truant hanging out in 6.
It must be Truant's the only one of our runners at this point that did not purchase arrows since we're sorting this room.
I was pretty sure all of our runners picked up arrows, but I may have missed that. Random is going to go ahead and get his Triforce out of 7. We'll see if he goes back in for more.
Yeah, none of our runners finding the item out of 7 yet.
Yeah, Truant did have the arrows. He just forgot to use them on the bunnies. Oh, that's a nice compass here in 6.
Yep, just 2 rooms to the south.
Oh, and bow is required to get this Triforce. Thankfully, all our runners got that already.
We're gonna do a little bit more digging for the item out of 6 and a key. Why not?
Yeah, it makes sense. Get some resources. Take advantage of it if you can.
Random getting up to 12 hearts there, so if Random makes it over to Vanilla 5, we'll see if the Magical Sword is in play at that point. That'd be a nice boost for him.
And Truant making nice work of these Dark Nuts, except for this last one who's being a little stubborn.
Alright, moment of truth, let's see. No, you need more than 12.
Ooh, but there is our ladder.
Truant is the only one of our featured runners that's made it to that part of the map. So that's going to be a huge advantage for Truant for probably a little while here.
Especially because that means he can go back to level 3 and dig the item out of there. Because right now it's looking like 2, 3, 7, or 8 is holding our recorder.
Yeah, that lines up with what I've got. Because we've still got a red ring at lure, the regular boomerang, the recorder, silvers. I always forget one.
I'll quickly kind of give us a rundown of what we have found. So Raft and Bow were in 1. We have not seen the items in 2 or 3. Book was in 4. Wand was in 5. We just discovered the ladder was in 6. We do not know what's in 7. The first item in 8 is the power bracelet. We don't know what the second item is. We have not seen either item in 9. Our coast item is the blue boomerang. The Armos item was the heart container, and our white sword was a 6 heart red candle.
Alright, so any keys at large.
And with our low key counts, none of our runners, except for maybe Random, who's got 5, would turn that key down. And Mr. Kev finding the ladder block in level 3 that has stopped everyone else tonight. I'm not sure which dungeons Truant is missing. I believe Truant is missing possibly 5.
Yeah, because he found the only dungeon up in Death Mountain, and he's clearing out the whole place.
Yeah, so he's looking for a dungeon he has not seen. As Mr. Cab's going to get his first Triforce here. And with the keys now, Random's going to be able to dive into level 2 and clear that out.
Maybe we can find out the floor item there.
105 for a bomb upgrade. That's a little pricey.
Yeah, especially considering the large secret is at 55, so you don't really want to spend 2 full large secrets on that.
Oh, and interesting, we have a segmented 2.
Oh, we'll get a map to confirm that, and yeah, just a 2-room offshoot on level 2.
And the yellow boomerang.
Oh, don't need to take that staircase now, I guess.
Nope, we're done with 2.
Looks like Random's going to check out some power bracelet spots since he's in the area.
Yeah, he's still missing level 6, so it makes sense that he's going to kind of go through all of these. Truant's now in level 2. He also has some keys, so we'll be able to find his yellow boomerang and move on.
Mr. Cab's screen wraps, and he should be able to find level 6 here in just a moment.
Interesting enough, Truant has enough hearts now probably to walk out with the magical sword.
No, because Random Effect had the same amount.
Oh, yeah, 12? Oh, okay.
Yep. So we're at 13 plus for that.
Always disappointing when you get a max heart magical sword.
Now Random's making his way over to level 6, so a lot of the runners keep bunching up here pretty accidentally.
We're gonna get our bomb upgrade? No.
Oh, maybe he's going back for it. Vanilla bomb upgrade of +4.
Hey, I'll take 4 bombs any day.
Oh yeah.
Especially in shapes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So 9's been known to have plenty of bomb holes in it. And Trent sees his yellow boomerang and decides, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't blame him at this point. Not this late in the seed when you have virtually every other tool at your disposal.
Mr. Cab's making up some ground. He's got the ladder now.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll go back to 3 pretty quickly and check out that room that everybody's been missing.
We'll definitely put some consideration into it. Trent's going to come back over here. I guess he didn't pick up the Triforce, so he's going to kill this Gleeok off and grab his triangle.
That'll briefly tie Truant and Random up in Triforce, as though Random is going to get that out of level 6 here, probably after not too long.
Yeah, so he's got his ladder now.
Should be happy to see that. Still got to find that recorder to get the Triforce out of level 1. And then we just have to gather some courage to try and dive into level 8.
Well, it's possible that level 3's got our red ring, or, we still have the item left in level 7 as well.
Yeah, red ring would certainly be a nice quality of life find, along with the any key at this point. But we are definitely running out of places for the silvers and the recorder to be. The only place a recorder cannot be is level 9.
Well, Trent is going to head right back into 3, so I would imagine we're going to get that raft room taken care of pretty quickly.
Chat speculating that level 3 has the red ring, which is quote-unquote required to get through tough combat rooms in level 8.
The red ring's never going to be required, but it's always nice to have. Is Random's got, I would say our runners have a healthy set of hearts to take on rooms like that.
Absolutely. After seeing so many Elite 8 flags, Yeah, these runners almost look spoiled with this much health.
Oh, Truant doesn't have a key. He's not going to be able to go, but there was a bomb wall there. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any keys up for grabs in level 3.
There might be one on this manhandle. We're going to find out here in just a second, though. And Random's going to go ahead and take a crack back at this level 8 and see if he can pry this last item out.
It's got a lot more hearts than it did last time, and some more tools. Yeah, the white sword's unaccounted for too, so we couldn't even find a white sword in here.
Yep. Chester's going to go into 5. He's missing the Triforce and I believe the wand out of here.
Oh, gonna have to try again.
Knowing that bunny room is there, he might go ahead and opt to clear that room, pick the Triforce up, and then go in with more health if he needs to go in through a tough room. And we might see Random Effect do the same thing. If he can find the Triforce room and it's not horrible, he might clear that for the health refill to take out some of these more annoying rooms.
Definitely. Random's had quite the key routing adventure here, since he's up to 9 keys.
And he's decided to retry.
Probably saving the bombs, because he's been trying a lot of bombs in level 8, and with it being one screen away from start. Why not?
Yep. Save your keys and save your bombs.
Ooh, Truant made the hike all the way back up to level 5, only to get denied for that magical sword. So it looks like he's going to dive back into level 8 too.
Yeah, unfortunately for Truant, he is still out of keys, so that could pose a problem. More than anything, though, these wizards are posing a problem.
Random still trying to probe with what missing bombable wall we need to find here to make progress here in level 8.
It's very possible that room is a push block.
Oh, that's right, we had the Chevy room. We haven't been back here since we found the ladder. As Truant and Random Effect give each other a high five here.
Random deciding not to bomb anything, though. Our runners have already been in those rooms, so he didn't need to bomb those walls. That's why.
Oh, makes sense.
Got a good look at the map, finally. So now we break down 8 into either a game of find the bomb hole or figure out which room you have to kill that's just horrible.
We're not really getting much in the way of help in terms of a compass or a map either.
Yep, Chester's going to find his wand, and Truant's headed into 5 as well. He doesn't have his Triforce or wand out of here, I believe.
Correct.
So not a bad choice after dealing with 8 for a little bit, just to be done with that mess and go somewhere else and work on it for a bit.
Can't stall forever, unfortunately, since we need all those Triforces.
Yeah, you stumble into something useful, the wand, the red ring, you know. Coming back to 8 doesn't seem so bad. But now that I've said that 8's going to have the red ring. Chester getting his Triforce out of 5 now. So that leaves us kind of knotted up here. It does appear Chestrick did get the Triforce out of 8.
He's going to find 6 pretty quickly here. And get that ladder.
Mr. Gab doing combat here with a lovely Goma blocking the staircase. Not wanting to shoot it, even though he does have arrows. I think at this point, if you're trying to block clip and Goma's just not playing, go ahead and shoot the Goma. You're not saving any time at this point.
Yeah, and at least then the Goma would go away.
Yeah. Chestrick is going to spin some bombs and then get his upgrade. Random is headed straight back to 3 to find his item in here, which I don't believe we've seen yet.
No, I think the last person who checked did not have enough keys to go and get it.
Well, Random has 9, so this is going to be the any key. That's how this works. Alright, Mr. Cab's grabbing his Triforce out of 7.
Very good. Item still at large in 7.
And another heart container for Random. If he wants to take another shot at Magical Sword, he can. Getting extra keys. The rich just keep getting richer here.
Yeah. The 1% of keys.
Alright, Chestrick's finding his ladder now, so our runners are getting caught up with the items.
Triforce for Truant at level 5. So he's all done. I don't know if he got the wand.
Don't know if he did or not.
No, he's not going back in right now.
And Mr. Cab has decided he wants to go play in 8 some more, which, I don't know if I advise that anymore. 8's kind of just nasty, but, we've got some new visitors in chat here. You want to kind of give us a rundown of what we've seen so far?
Sure thing. So far we've got the raft and the bow at a level 1, but we've got a recorder blocked Triforce there. Regular boomerang in level 2. Unknown in level 3, but we might find out here in just a couple minutes as Random finds the any key. That was called. The one with 9 keys gets the any key. Got the book in 4, the wand in 5, the ladder in 6, unknown in level 7, power bracelet in level 8, second item still up for grabs, and we do not know what's in level 9 yet. The only guarantee we don't have in 9 is that the recorder must be in level 7 or 8 at this point.
This turret is going back into 7. We have Mr. Cab in 8. Random is headed to a fairy fountain. And Chestrick's up on Death Mountain poking around still. So kind of a recap of the flags here. If you have your Zelda Randomizer open, version 3.2.4, you can hit the Chaos settings, and that will generate a seed much like tonight. Very standard randomizer set. First quest overworld, mixed hints, 8 required Triforces, normal boss HP, vanilla start. And 7 has our recorder. We are in more or less Triforce and Go mode. With the more or less being that silvers could possibly still be an 8.
But we're almost to the point where we're forcing level 9 to be vanilla with the red ring and the silver still at large, because we could have a white sword in level 8.
That is very possible. So with that, though, Truant has taken a commanding lead here, as he only needs the Triforce out of 1 and 8, but he has the recorder that can get him that Triforce out of 1. And yes, as chat's pointing out, random effect did go up and grab magical sword. He's going to go butcher level 8 now.
Yeah, it's probably some well-earned revenge at this point.
It's one of those moments where you're just saying, "Come here, Uncle Wizzy, I got a present for you."
And that required 13. Count them, 13 hearts. Red ring
Oh,
and
and
8.
that means silvers are in 9.
And silvers and white swords. So a lot of the offense hiding in level 9. Pretty good strategy by Ganon there.
Well, Random is not going to be disappointed with what he gets out of this dungeon. He's going to probably wish it was the recorder.
Agreed, but he's going to be in about as good of a combat position as he possibly could be in, with 13 hearts, a red ring, magical sword, the wand with no book. Won't say no to effectively having 13 times 4 or 52 hearts.
No one will ever say no to that. As Trent's going to come in here, bomb this Dig Dogger, and just take it out. And get his Triforce. So he'll be headed to 1 or to 8 to grab his life's Triforce.
And since he doesn't have the power bracelet, I don't know if he's dug 8 at all.
I don't think he's dug much of 8.
Oh, that's right, because we had some pretty nasty stuff right away, but he's not up and A-ing over there, so he might be keeping his hearts intact to make a dive at it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, our runners know 8 is not kidding tonight, so they're coming in full health, as much weaponry as they can get on them.
Thematically, it's appropriate. You throw all your big baddies in level 8, and you reward them with the red ring. You know, that's good game design. And of course, once Truant gets the Triforce out of here, level 9 is only a couple screens north at Vanilla 1.
Random's going to get his Triforce. Now, if you remember about 30-45 minutes ago when we found level 9, we were pretty certain we heard Ganon right at the start. So, wonder if we have to bomb through Ganon's room to get to the silver arrows. That would be special.
Remains to be seen, but yeah, that would be an interesting little piece of knowledge you'd have to be able to get out of Ganon's room and walk through it. It's a nice little HUD clip from Random. Random is exactly where he needs to be. He just needs to get the recorder out of here.
Yep. And with magical sword, a ridiculous amount of hearts, red ring, and a runner of Random's caliber, this is almost silly. As Truant sees the power bracelet and knows it's not needed, and just gets out of the room.
Nice little time save for him, not bothering to pick up the superfluous item.
So right now we've got all of our runners in dungeons. We've got Truant and Mr. Cab playing around in 8. We have Chessjerk picking up his any key out of 3, and Random Effect effectively entering more or less grab your Triforce out of 1 mode.
Yeah, it's going pretty tight race because random out of our featured runners here, even though level 1 is slightly farther away from level 9 than level 8 is, it's going to be much easier to get the Triforce out of 1 than it is to get the Triforce out of 8.
Well, remember, Truant's also got to dig out the red ring, most likely. Doesn't necessarily have to, but probably will.
It'd be nice to check that off the list to make sure that you're not leaving the silvers in 8, especially at what a slog it is.
If you don't have to come back into 8, you'd prefer not to. But Random's going to make really quick work of this 1, and we will be getting into 9 shortly to see what that has in store for us. It's called the Great Equalizer for a reason. Random's not even going to bother with the bomb strategy. He's going to walk in the room, pop the recorder, and just stab it with the magical sword.
Might as well just get them before they can run away. Alright. So as we got random effect coming into Ganon's... Well...
There's a potion shop right here. He's gonna... Well, no, he's gonna get some bombs.
That makes sense. Might as well load up before you go.
L9 has a couple of special features in the randomizer. It's very bomb intensive usually.
We're heading in at right about the hour and 12-minute mark. So right now we're just looking for Ganon, Zelda, and the silver arrows, and not in that order.
Yeah, but we'll probably find them in that order. And we've got Wizrobes. Yeah, Cheshire gets his red ring out of 8. Does appear that he doesn't have the Triforce out of here just yet, but he'll be getting it. So we'll take that away from him for now. And so in level 9, Random Effect will be listening for the roar of Ganon. That'll tell him it's 1 room away. He'll be looking for a shutter door that does not open when he clears the room. He'll also be looking for silver arrows. Now, our hints in this case are mixed. So there are usually 3 hints in here, but it is very possible that your hints can be burned by these mixed hints. So what I mean by that is you'll get a community hint saying that, you know, the silvers to kill the beast lie somewhere instead of, you know, the silvers to the beast are here. But yeah, we already know where Ganon is, so that's one piece of the puzzle out of the way.
Truant got the heart out of 8 and then up an 8 out of there. So I don't know if he's planning to head up to get the magical sword, then go back to level 8.
I'm not 100% sure on that. It looks like he's headed towards the Any Roads.
We did find a mugger room in level 9, so that's going to eat up one of the hint slots, I believe.
It will.
Yep, Truant's heading to... sort of. Yeah, he's heading over to get the magical sword at this point.
Is that the first staircase Random has gone down? Because he now has his silver arrows. Oh my goodness.
And he just has to go 1 room to the right, it looks like, to go and get to a pig.
Alright, so with that, here's Ganon.
Yeah, just shy of the 1 hour 15-minute mark. And we got a nice open room to fight Ganon with the magical sword, so this should be a cakewalk.
Yeah, 4 hits and we're done with the pig. So just a quick up A, and now the game of hide and seek begins.
we've got bacon cake. Truant doing a nice little exploit of getting to the fairy fountain to refill the health, up and A-ing, and then walking right over to level 8 to walk in with full health and the magical sword.
Now, what's interesting about that is this will keep refilling until it hits max HP. So if he were to get into get tagged by those landmollas, it would have kept filling as long as he kept getting hit.
Shutter doors on random side, but they stay closed, so the search continues.
And Chest Jerk making his way back into 7 to hopefully fish out the recorder this time. So Mr. Cab and Truant are still messing with 8. Truant did go get that magical sword and fairy refill to just deal with the nastiness of this dungeon.
Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to hear from the racers how they feel about the combat in this seed, because there is a lot of roughness here, even without random HP or anything.
Mr. Cab's going to go ahead and grab the power bracelet. And we have a Patrick guarding staircase here for random, but he's going to avoid it. And we get the helpful hint that we already know. Thanks, game.
Might as well have just said Beast Awaits right next to the entrance.
Well, speaking of that, there's the door, though. So, Random Effect is going to take first place in the entire weekly with a time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 40 seconds. So get out your GGs. That's excellent race here.
Yeah, very good for Random Effect. So, tough seed, pretty much 100%ing this thing tonight, and lots of tough combat to slog through. Made kind of channeled runners into getting through level 8 pretty late, which prevented the silver pickup early. So definitely pat people on the back for this one.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the nastier races we've seen so far. One of our off-stream runners with a time of 1 minute or 1 hour 17 seconds, and we'll say about 46 seconds. So our timers aren't completely accurate here with our runners, but we have second place now.
Okay, and I think we're going to have Random Effect join us here in just a moment. And joining us is Random Effect. GG to you.
Hey, thanks.
GG Random. So, talk to us about that 8.
It was pretty nasty. I will say that. So my thought process on it, the first time in there was go as far as I can and see what happens. And I only got one item, I believe. I think I got one item out of there and nothing else. No compass, no map, no second item, no Triforce. So I left it for the time being. And then when I tried to hit it the second time, I was retrying a bunch to save my bombs and keep going back in, just bomb everywhere, because I actually forgot that, well, I mean, I didn't actually forget. I mean, I was in that room below the dark room with the whiz robes, but I just didn't bomb down in that room after it with the likes and the traps. Just finding that one bomb hole was pretty much what I needed to do. Technically, it was 2 bomb holes, but that at least got me the second item in the map, which showed me where the other bomb hole was. My thought process also with leaving level 8 and going to level 3 was that I figured, I hoped that level 3 was going to get me one of either the white sword, the red ring, or the recorder. Like, that's all I pretty much wanted. And it turned out to be the only other thing that I didn't really want, which was the any key at that point, because I had 9. So that was a bit disappointing. Yeah, it was just a full clear seed, and then trying to go into 7. 7 was a bomb hole, it looked like. If I remember correctly, you had to find the right bomb hole. It was just bomb hole central in this on the bigger dungeons, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it was definitely a nasty set of dungeons to have to bomb through. But 2 deaths, not bad at all for what you had to really deal with. As Truant is now entering 9, so he'll be looking for his silvers. Chesterk still needs. Oh, Chesterk has all of his Triforces. He's in 9 as well, it appears. And Mr. Cab is looking for the item in 3. So it turned out the real secret to getting that any key was you had to have keys.
Well, there's also. Oh, was there a bomb way to get there? Because it was ladder blocked as well.
But yeah, so all of our runners who went into 3 never had the keys to get into the any key. So
Gotcha.
Truant right now has 1. Yeah, Truant has 1 key. Chesterk came in to 3 with, I believe, 4 or 5, and Mr. Cab's in there with 6 right now.
Yeah, keys were a big issue early on. If you saw, I left levels 4 item, level 2 item, or not level 4 item, excuse me, level 4 Triforce, level 2 item, level 3 item, and a bunch of stuff in level 8, trying to just go around when I didn't really have any keys. And then the further I got into 8, I think that was the tipping point, because when I went further in 8, the second time I think I was in there, I ended up getting a lot of keys, which kind of beefed me up to about 5 or more for the rest of the run, which was pretty nice. But the money was really tight, and I wanted to buy a key. I don't know if you weren't probably paying this much attention, but after level 2, I found a key shop at vanilla level 6 location, and then I found a secret that gave me just enough money to buy a key. And I was really tempted to go buy a key and go right back into 2 to get the item out of 2. And I really wanted to do that, but it just didn't seem like the right thing to do at that point, because I still had so many other levels to find. But yeah, key starved early. Mags being 13 hearts kind of hurt. White sword in 9, that doesn't help. Yeah, there's a lot of, and the red ring buried in 8. There's just a lot of tough stuff to deal with.
Yeah, so right now we have Truant, who, before he finished 8, kind of did the same thing you did, went, I've had enough, I'm getting my magical sword. So he's in 9 right now. Mr. Cab is picking up his any key out of 3, and Chesterk, I believe, is right in front of Zelda's room, but has not found the silvers yet.
Yeah, that bomb hole silvers is going to be fun. At least it told, like, that Chevy or shoot room told me that there was a room over there. So it's like, I'm going to go check this first before I keep moving on, just in case. And sure enough, there it was.
Yeah, so both of our runners in 9 did not see that. You managed the first staircase you saw with silvers, which is quite impressive. Yeah. So while we're at it, we do have a 3rd place finisher, Theorwolf, with a time of 1 hour 22:59. Another one of our off-stream runners. This was a decent-sized race for having the tournament going on at the same time.
Yeah, on top of everything being max required health, because there was a lot of checks from a lot of runners to get that red candle early on, because it was interesting where you found the red candle on the way up to the Armo statue. And you get to the Armo statue and you find the take any, so you're thinking, oh, okay, I'll just get my 4th heart, and then I'm just going to go check that red candle, and just lots of runners got denied the red candle till late because it required 6 hearts.
Yeah, I felt like I was really fortunate to find the sword as early as I did, because I took the any roads and they took me right to the sword, which was really nice. And I felt like I was probably at an advantage there. But
yeah, at least
I had to
of our
backtrack
featured,
a bit.
Yeah, of our featured 4, you had the sword a good 10 minutes before anyone else had it.
Yeah, I think that's...
Truant kind of pulled back ahead of you, found the recorder first.
Wow.
But unfortunately for him, 8 was just 8. And he hadn't dug much of it, so when he got in, he had to find the power bracelet and all the fun that came with that.
Yeah, just some nasty levels, nasty go bomb holes to get to, like good required items and Triforces. It was just really unfortunate. I think Fred had changed the map locations on these shapes dungeons, right? That it should only be behind one bomb hole. It's just a matter of at most one bomb hole. It's just a matter of finding that bomb hole, and I'm pretty sure it was just one bomb hole in 8. It was just one that you needed to find, and that's the one. But
yeah, if I remember correctly, it's like 1 through 4 or 0 bomb holes. It should just be there, and then I think it adds 1 for the rest. I don't remember the exact logic, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah. So. All right, well, I'll let you guys get back. I need to get some dinner in me. But thanks for the restream and the commentary, guys. Fun seed.
Well, another great weekly race, Random. So look forward to seeing you with the Battle Royale stuff going on and future tournaments, along with the normal weeklies here.
Yep, we're in the top 6 of the Tournament of Champions, which is the end of year 2018 tournament. And starting at the end of this week, we will be in the top 4 and hopefully get a restream on that. So look forward to that.
Well, again, get your GGs out for Random Effect. Thank you again for joining us. So while Chess Jerk and Truant kind of wander around 9, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the things going on in the Zelda 1 Randomizer community. We have the tournament still going on, as you saw earlier tonight. I won't spoil anything, but we are in the final stages. The winner of Redbird Grad versus Jam will be facing off versus Saber for the championship. Dates on that, I believe, still to be determined for the matches. And then, as Random Effect said, we have our Battle Royales going on. You can join our Zelda 1 Randomizer Discord, and you can join in these little mini tournaments of random flags, create your own tournament. 8 people sign up, and then you start a race. After 7 to 9 weeks go by, you crown a winner and start the next tournament. And finally, the newest thing we have is Fred has released beta version 4 of the Randomizer, so new features are coming to the Randomizer. If you like having your head messed with, there's mirror mode. If you like a little bit easier time, you are able to select starting items. So those are all available in the Zelda 1 Randomizer Discord, so come join us there.
Yeah, so it's really great that we've got an active community. We've got new people hopping in all the time. We've got new people, volunteering to commentate and work on these races, and lots of people just asking questions and getting good at the game. So feel free to join in. It's a very friendly community. We're willing to teach you, and there's a lot of resources and links that we can link you to if you want to learn advanced stuff like your clipping and everything like that.
And back to our current race. Chester has found the white sword. Never did go pick up the magical sword, but doesn't have enough hearts to do it anyway. So that will help him out a little bit.
Yeah, it should help him with the exploration, as both Truant and Chester have not found the path to the silver arrows yet.
Silvers are being just a little... Oh, and Truant stumbles into them right as we speak about it.
We'll take credit for that.
Hey, commentator's curse.
But with the magical sword in hand, red ring in hand, and silver's in hand, he's just going to go a 3-heart strategy right into Ganon.
With this, you go 3-heart strategy, you just go pin Ganon in a corner and stab him a bunch.
Especially in a nice, easy room like this, a completely featureless sand room.
But with that, we do have our 4th place finisher, Amazing Toaster, with the time of 1 hour, 28 minutes and 58 seconds, as Truant makes a nice quick kill on Ganon. And I do believe he has seen Zelda's room, so we should be finishing this race up for Truant very shortly. Chester's getting a nice clock here in this nasty little maze wizard room. And Mr. Cab's looking around 5, still needs his Triforce, going to find his wand here.
That should be helpful. He's still operating on magical or a wood sword mode. We know that he doesn't have enough hearts for the magical sword, and not going to find the white sword anytime soon.
No, that's buried deep in 9 from where we saw it in Chester's screen.
Oh yeah. Chester at least not at risk of running out of any bombs here, as he did buy the upgrade earlier.
Alright, Truant has found Zelda, is going to dance in the fire and finish with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 24 seconds. So get out your GGs again. Let's see if we can get Truant in here to chat with us for a moment.
Yeah, looks like Mr. Cab is zeroing in on his Triforce. Just gotta arrow some bunnies. So it looks like Mr. Cab's just got to get back in the 7, dig the recorder out of there, get the Triforce in 1, get the Triforce in 8. And that's his path to finishing this up.
And Chester taking a good look at his map, trying to figure out where this possible spot could be. He has been all over this 9.
Yeah, and I don't remember seeing a hint for the silvers anywhere in the dungeon, because we had a mugger room and we had a hint for Ganon, which was not really needed.
No, it was way after you found Ganon, unfortunately.
Chester finding a key door that he hasn't been into. No, the silvers were right in the middle on the bottom row, if I remember correctly, and didn't require a staircase to get there.
No, they were. Yeah, it was. I think it was a bomb wall or two.
Well, Mr. Cab's been keeping notes since he found the. Or he's in the right dungeon now. And joining us in chat, we got ourselves a truant gamer. GG to you tonight. Tough one.
I'm sorry, Trent. We're not able to hear you. So we try to get Trent's mic working. We've got Mr. Cab over here taking on the four-headed Gleeok monstrosity in 7, and Chestrick playing with the Patra.
Well, Mr. Cab picking up the 13th heart, so if he heads up to the Lost Hills, he should be able to find himself a magical sword.
Alright, I think I got it now. You gotta turn the switch on.
It does work
Trent.
better like that. Yeah, we hear you now.
GG, everybody. Yeah, that was a little bit harder. Seemed typical for a chaos, but that 8 was a bit of a... Well, that was probably the hardest part of the whole thing, was getting into that 8 and digging around and surviving.
And nobody particularly had a good time in 8, as that was found really early on, being one screen away, or pretty close to start there, and just whiz robes and land molas and all the nasty stuff just kind of thrown in one place.
And it was very oddly laid out. I mean, it was kind of straightforward in rows, but the maneuvering, I guess it was a little weird once you got the map and saw that little twisty down at the bottom.
Yeah, the 8 had quite a bit of nastiness to it. Not only oddly shaped, but you know, the stuff that you want to deal with an 8 like that was buried deep inside of it. So Mr. Cabs is in 1. Chestrick is still looking for his silvers. So Trent, what did you think of the start? We had 6 heart red candle.
Well, I wasn't too fond of it because I went all in on that. I could have taken that blue candle right away, and I decided, oh, let's grab a heart. Maybe it's 4. Nope. Found another heart. Maybe it's 5. Nope. Wasted my time, but I mean, I got it quick enough. It just threw off a lot of routing.
Yeah, so let's see, it played a little bit of tricks on y'all, but otherwise, yeah, it was a fairly typical chaos seed. You know, all the fun you can have without much fun. So, have you played much of the beta yet? Any new features that you've seen that you're really looking forward to?
I've only played about 5 minutes of the beta, and I decided to try the mirrored overworld, and that hurt. My brain could not process it.
Oh, that is a fun mode to mess with. So, for those who have not seen the beta, the mirrored overworld, take your map and flip it left and right. Now try to solve the puzzle.
And the thing for me was all the screens where you have the caves that you got to bomb, I was always one off. So if the cave is normally there's 2 spots and the cave's on the left, I kept forgetting to bomb the right part, and it's just enough to throw your mind off.
Yeah, Fred's really outdone himself with that. So while we're here, Mr. Cab is headed back into. Well, he's headed up to get the magical sword, I believe, before he's heading back into 8, and cannot blame him at this point. And Cheshire is dealing with these wizards in the shoot room, very puzzled as to where the silvers are still.
Yeah, and he keeps on clearing out that shoot room and then up and A-ing back to start. And there was a lot of checks for magical swords too, as I think we had checks at basically 10, 11, 12, and 13 hearts between the various runners.
Yeah, getting a good look at the map here for 8. Yeah, it's quite special.
Yeah, and I know I kept checking that magic sword just because 8 was a little on the heavy-handed side, and I believe, what was the other dungeon there? I think 5 was full of dark nuts, and I wanted to try and clear that quickly. So every time I got another heart, I kept checking it because I didn't find the white sword.
And Cheshire has solved the puzzle, and he is giving the silver arrows the business.
Oh yeah, they're getting blown up all of hell right now.
Just unloaded a full complement of bombs on him. He doesn't need them anymore. He knows where Ganon is. He knows where Zelda is. He's cleared this entire 9, start to finish.
Yeah, it was just he didn't quite figure out to bomb south to get to that room next to the shoot room, so that kind of held him up quite a bit.
All right, and we have our 6th place finisher, Adirondack Rick, with a time of 1 hour 38:24 seconds as Cheshire enters his Ganon fight. He'll have to hit Ganon 8 times since he has the white sword. A little bit more of a fight here. Makes it look easy though, and he will burn the Triforce as well.
And just decides to damage boost back into the Triforce. Why not?
He might as well show off at this point. So he's going to go on his way to find Zelda, and that will bring our 3rd of our featured 4 to a close here, as Mr. Cab is still working on getting his Triforce out of 8. Much easier time now that he's got the magical sword, but Wizrobe says no.
No, that room has claimed a lot of lives between our featured runners tonight. That dark room with or the black room with the Lakes and the Wizrobes.
Say that, but our runners did a good job of keeping their actual counters low, as between random effect with 2 and truant with 3 total deaths. A lot of retry strats apparently in use. I do believe he's just got to cross this room here, and he'll yeah, there's Zelda right there. So with a time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 53 seconds, Cheshire is done. So that just leaves Mr. Cab to find his Triforce here in 8, which he has gotten. Now on to 9 to find his silvers. So, Trent, any final parting thoughts before we let you go off into the sunset tonight? And we'll see if we can get Chess Jerk in here for a quick chat.
Just looking forward to seeing what the beta brings in the future. Good night, guys.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Truant, and you have a good night as well. All right, and Mr. Cav is making his way to level 9. So we'll see if he has the luck of random effect and finds this magical bomb hole early, or if he goes the route of our other runners and full clears this 9.
Well, the riddle of Ganon is an easy one to solve, so let's see if he goes left.
He's going to go just poke in and confirm where Ganon is real quick.
Yeah, the only problem is he's got full heart, so if he has to up an A out of there, that's some potential loss, but knowledge is power.
Well, he knows Ganon's to the south now, so he can just go around this room.
I believe our next runner is going to be joining us in just a moment for our post-race interview. Chess Jerk, welcome in. GG. This is had to kind of earn it today.
Thank you. Played pretty awful the entire time, and yeah, I love finding all the items in the game.
It was definitely a rougher seed than what we've been used to watching here on the weeklies and in the tournament. Even though the enemies didn't have extra HP, the combat in 8 was something else, wasn't it?
It sure was. I was very disappointed when Mags and was plus 12 was more than 12. So, and
Yeah.
really not having a decent item to fight them with was
Yeah, Max ended up being
at best.
13.
13. Bummer.
Yeah, so Random Effect, Truant, and Mr. Cab all decided to leave 8, go get Magical Sword, come back in to dig out the red ring.
Good plan. I like that plan.
It was a special 8. So what happened in 9? So you found the shoot room that Mr. Cab's in right now, and just kind of ran into trouble.
Yeah, it never occurred to me to even check the room to the right of the chute. It just never occurred to me. And if it had, I would have saved, what, 20 minutes probably? 15 minutes?
Yeah, it was about that. Mr. Cab's gone to the left here to check, not bombing that other room as well.
It seemed like there was a lot of things hidden behind bomb spots in the seed.
Oh, isn't
I definitely felt
isn't that the joy of playing shapes?
It is. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that Fred put something in there that the map isn't always behind a bomb wall, but I found very few maps that felt like in this seed for some reason.
Yeah, so my understanding is the maps in 1 through 4, I believe it is, are behind 0 bomb walls, so you're able to find them relatively easily. And then after that, it's 1, maybe 2 bomb holes, depending on your dungeon.
Gotcha. At least I remember the book was not an atlas or anything else. I did remember that at the last second.
So Mr. Cab decided to pick up the book, but everyone else kept their distance from it.
He's a fan of literacy. I can't argue with that.
No, so yeah, definitely a full clear type of seed. You really kind of had to earn everything tonight.
Well, I mean, it definitely had the potential to not be. I mean, the required recorder was 1 room away in a spot that you might think about bombing, so that would have saved a lot of time. And, obviously saving all the time in 9 could have been a thing. 9 was not overly complicated if you just checked that 1 room.
No, Random came in, immediately saw the shoot room bombed to the right and had the silvers before we even realized it was over.
Yeah, that does not surprise me at all. I thought I was onto something when I had bow early and arrows early, and turned out arrows were required to be purchased. They were blocking a Triforce. Thought that could have been a thing. Trip somebody up. I really was hoping that something was under a power bracelet spot, because I grinded out that room in 8 very early on for power bracelet, but only got a heart out of it, I think, in their push block
yes.
spots. So it didn't end up being anything important, unfortunately.
Yeah, Mr. Cab finding a bomb wall to the north of the white sword, so he's off on a wild goose chase as well.
Oh, good. Somebody else found the white sword. I don't feel so bad now. Because who in their right mind would go that way if they already had silvers?
Right.
So how do you feel about the way the seed started with the early red candle at requiring 6 hearts, especially since it was right above a candle shop?
Oh yeah, geez, it would have been a nice touch if it had been 4 and you could grab a heart right above it and then quick pick that up. But sadly, it was not meant to be.
That should have been your hint about how the seed was going to go.
It was that was a precursor of things to come, and it did not fail to deliver.
All right, so with that, we have had some off-stream finishes. So Panzer Dave finishing with a time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 7 seconds for 8th place. And then Sis Crusher taking 9th with a time of 1 hour, 46 and 12 seconds.
Well, I do have to get going, but so thanks guys for the restream and the commentary and everything else.
Well, as always, thank you, Chest Jerk, and you have a good night. Again, get out your
And you
GGs
too.
here for Chest Jerk.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
All right, it does seem the bot commands are not working, but do give all of our runners here a follow. Their Twitch names are as you see up here on the stream. So we have Truant Gamer, Random Effect, Chest Jerk, and Mr. Cab. All great runners. They run Zelda 1 Randomizer along with vanilla speed runs and lots of other content. These are great guys to follow. While we're here, also follow Speed Gaming. They're our host, one of our hosts, along with Randomizer Mania for our or Randomania for the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament and the Battle Royales. Mr. Cab is making his way through 9, still looking for that magical bomb wall in next to the shoot room for his silvers.
Taking a look at the map already, I mean, we're hoping that he sees that conspicuous empty spot with the door leading to on the bottom row there.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with dealing with 9 and shapes is that you can very easily mistrack it, but you can also just get lost. It's not quite as simple a dungeon to dig out as one might think. Even when you have the full map, it's still very convoluted staircases. While you're trying to look at the map, you're having to deal with this room of wizrobes.
Yeah, wizrobes and bubbles, but hey, you get a watch. That's gonna make your life a little bit easier. I almost feel like Mr. Cab was willing to stab that guy for that piece of advice.
Possibly. Definitely, I'm noticing that he's not necessarily willing to up A right here. Most runners probably would go ahead and hit an up A and start over at this point. But with that health, not really willing to give that up. And I understand that. If you're not comfortable, even with the magical sword, Ganon can be a difficult fight on 3 health.
Yeah, Stunlock takes some practice to get, especially since you've got the 50-50 chance of Ganon showing up on the different sides of the room.
And also, you don't know what type of room you're dealing with yet if you're Mr. Cab. So, are you dealing with an NSU room? Are you dealing with a Chevy room for Ganon? Those are always fun to deal with.
Looks like we're transport hopping. Gonna see what we can find.
You're going to find a bunch of wizards waiting to shoot you.
Yeah, you always gotta love those. Always gotta love those rooms that you just kind of materialize in, and you just get sniped immediately.
Oh, it's the best kind of rooms. Oh, hey, look, wizards are shooting me, and I haven't even loaded in yet. Now we'll see with this map if that will help put together that one last room. Now there's a lot of 9 he's still got to explore, but that map might give him the inkling to go that way.
Yeah, and I could definitely understand why the chess trick would be so annoyed at it just being right by start. The one room. If you're gonna find the one room, you'd think that it'd be like, oh, it's that one room really far away that was behind like nothing but blue wizrobes or something. But nope, it was just a shoot room that is easy to throw you off the scent.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the wonderful hazards of 9 is just you get in your own head.
Especially layout like this, because to me, when you're doing vanilla 9, I mean, at least you've got a skull, you've got the symmetricality. It's it looks like you've got some sort of structure to it, but this one's just kind of like a messy.
It's Swiss cheese. Let's be honest. It's Swiss cheese.
Oh yeah.
He's not going to try to bomb south here. That might put him back up. There he goes. Nope. This might put him back in the right path. But we have a staircase.
Yeah, I think the entrance zone was pretty well isolated in terms of, I think that initial kind of bottom couple of rows there in the left-hand three square grid there.
Yeah, it was kind of
I don't
a
think you can
straight
bomb
shot
out of there.
And now the one bad part about 9 is when you get into a run like this where you end up not finding the items, you find all the transport staircase.
Yeah, we're only getting one lucky featured runner in terms of finding the right staircase first, so...
No, and there's the third hint, which... Thank you, old man, for closing the night out.
Ganon's not home. It looks like he was about to leave to go do some groceries or something like that, and then got stopped at the door.
Now, unfortunately for Mr. Cab, this is one of those times where an unfortunate death would come into play, but he's got too much health for this patcher to take him out. An unfortunate death there would have actually got him possibly on the right track. But again, not wanting to give up that health and up A when that door's shut. That's exactly what that feels like right there.
Yeah, and without a potion to his name, he doesn't have a quick refill or anything. Yeah, at least the one thing that Mr. Cabot is working for him right now is the knowledge that as soon as he does find another item, it's going to be the silvers, because he already found the white sword.
Yeah, and he's running out of rooms and staircases. So he'll be hitting that silver fairly soon, hopefully. So kind of a quick rundown of what to expect if you are wanting to watch speed gaming. We're kind of done for the night, except for the really, really long-a-thon, which if you like really long games, and by really long, I mean, we're talking, 4 or 5 hours to as long as I saw run for 24 hours. That is going on in Speed Gaming 3 right now through the end of next week, I believe. Lots of great games. Final Fantasies, Breath of Fire. I saw some different runs in there. And then at 3 a.m., we have the Super Mario World qualifiers. And that is the No Star World tournament going on. So for you night owls or early risers, that is going on in the morning. And then your various Link to the Past randomizer tournaments. Let's see, we also have some Super Metroid and Link to the Past randomizer. Looks like Super Mario Odyssey Darker Side tournament going on. Plenty of stuff for everyone to watch here on Speed Gaming. And then for you Zelda 1 randomizer lovers, obviously we have the weekly here every week at 10 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to join in. It's open to anyone. Also, for the people following the tournament, the race for the right to face Saver, Redbird Grad versus Jam Evil, round 3, December 4th at 9 p.m. I believe that is 9 p.m. Eastern.
If it says 2100, that's going to be your 9 o'clock.
That is 9 p.m. Eastern. So look forward to that. That will be an exciting match, and that will determine who faces Saver.
And for those in the know, Saver's has been on an absolute tear when it comes to this. So we can be guaranteed that these championship matches are going to be ones to watch here coming up. Mr. Cab exploring some new rooms, some locked doors we haven't opened yet. And back into the entrance area, so if we might be heading to that bomb room there. If we bomb south, we're in good shape. There's the stairs. And there's the silvers. No burning out of spite, just gonna go ahead and pick those up.
At this point, yeah, you just pick those up and get out of here.
That didn't stop Chest Jerk from getting too salty at the silvers earlier.
All right, we did have another finish a couple minutes ago. Fury SK with a time of 1 hour 56:38. So that is 10th place.
So Mr. Cab knows where Ganon is. We know where Zelda is with the compass and previous exploration.
And he's got Ganon now. So 4 hits to Ganon. And we'll take care of that with a silver arrow.
Got 2 hits so far. There we go. Right at the 2-hour mark.
So there's bacon for the 4th and final time tonight. And then it's just a kind of a quick little hop up to the north there. I believe there's a staircase involved.
Yeah, I don't think it took any of the other runners too long to make that trip from Ganon to Zelda.
It may be a direct path, but that seems likely for this 9, actually.
And considering the path that he took back to get to the starting area here, that would make sense.
Taking out a few extra enemies on the way. Just, yeah, good old anger, stress reducing.
Yeah. Go home. Your boss is dead.
And there's the door. And shoot the fire. Look to see if there's a staircase. Dance around. And with a time of 2 hours, 1 minute, 15 seconds, Mr. Cab has come in with 11th place. Get out your GGs for our final feature runner of the night.
Yeah, definitely give Mr. Cab some credit. This is all earned tonight. We saw a little bit faster, but definitely a lot of work to get this far. So congratulations to Mr. Cab.
And with that, we have Mr. Cab in here. GG, Mr. Cab. You had to earn this one tonight.
Yeah. Every turn, no keys, no bombs.
Well, that was the theme. So you want to know the magic secret to getting the any key?
Oh no.
You needed keys.
That I did figure out eventually, and a ladder, I think.
Yes, it was ladder blocked. It's also key blocked. And how about that level 8?
Oh my goodness! Don't even talk to me about level 8. 8 was full of all this stuff, and all you really needed was a couple of keys and a bomb, and I didn't have bombs when I got there. And I'm in that top right corner. I'm like, I know there's a room here, and I was out of bombs. So I explored almost the entire rest of the level. Almost.
Yeah, that 8 made Random, Truant, Gesture, pretty much everyone else who ran this race tonight relatively salty. So excellent job in handling that. So that does kind of end it for us. So, Mr. Cab, any thoughts outside of level 8 on that seed, how it went? Any thoughts on the randomizer as a whole?
Really, the whole thing was just like I said. There were a lot of levels I was key blocked in. A lot of levels I just ran out of bombs in. This was one where you needed a lot of resources to get anywhere. There were a few spots, probably like in the second half hour of the race, I was just pausing the game, like, all right, where should I go? Because I just don't even know right now.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, got through it. Sorry to hold everybody up here.
Hey, GG. That's nothing to. You finished that seed. You toughed out the nastiness of it. So kudos to you. So with that, cross country, any final thoughts on your behalf?
Well, I mean, it's really just when you see seeds like this, just like a little bit of resource management, a little bit of the good items being held out over maximum heart needs. A fair amount of combat. It kind of makes you respect the amount of knowledge and practice it takes to get good at this game. So credit where it's due, and it's always fun to commentate, and I'm happy to be part of this community.
Well, we're definitely glad to have you both part of the community. So again, give all of our runners a follow here. I believe the commands were not working in chat, but Random Effect, Chess Jerk, Trick Gamer, Mr. Cab, they all put on an excellent show for you tonight, and it's Mr. Cab 55. If you want to give them a follow, follow the Speed Gaming and Randomania channels for more Zelda 1 action. Like I said, we have the weekly every week here at 10 p.m. Eastern. Tournament match on the 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern. And like I said, tonight, if you want to keep watching more craziness, Speed Gaming has the really long-a-thon going on for the next 2 weeks. And for those of you crazy enough or in the right time zones for the Super Mario World No Star Tournament qualifiers, that is 3 a.m. Other than that, I think that wraps it up for us tonight. So on behalf of our runners and on behalf of my co-commentator, X-Country Guy, I want to thank you all for watching and have a good night.
Take care, everybody.